What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, coming back at you with another MLB video, and today we're going to be talking about my team of the month for the month of April. These are the best position players at each position in the month of April. Obviously, this is a little bit opinionated because it's kind of tough. There was a lot of good players this month, and some of them were really hard to narrow down to just one player for each position, but I went ahead and did it. I might have some honorable mentions at the end. We'll have to wait and see, but one player at each position, one starting pitcher, one relief pitcher, one DH, one catcher. You get the gist of it. So before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for some daily MLB content. We post at least one video every single day, and today we got a special for you because I'm uploading this one, and then we are going live around 2 o'clock for the Angels at Chicago White Sox game. We're gonna have one of our famous watch parties, so come hang out, watch the Angels, watch Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, the most exciting team in baseball, take on the Chicago White Sox and kick some ass today. So without further ado, let's get into the video, start talking about my team of the month for the month of April. All right, now first up, we've got Will Smith, and Will Smith had an absolutely amazing month of April. I will be honest, catcher was a pretty difficult position to decide, but I feel like Will Smith did everything pretty well overall. Defense, we can't really measure, so I'm not going to talk anything about defense, but didn't strike out a lot, walked a ton, was hitting the ball hard. Overall, put up very good stats. He led all catchers in WRC plus in the month of April, putting up 142 WRC plus, got on base at a pretty high clip, 364 on base percentage, hit 2 home runs, scored 11 RBIs, 9 runs scored. Overall, just had a very good month of April. There were some catchers like Salvador Perez hit more home runs than him. Joey Bart had a really good month of April as well. What it really came down to for me was strikeout percentage and walk percentage. He just had very good at-bats, and he didn't get very lucky. If you see, he had a 270 BABIP, but still was able to post a 142 WRC+. So overall, I think Will Smith had the best month, but definitely some good catchers this month overall. I just think Will Smith happened to be the best. Next up, we've got Ty France of the Seattle Mariners, and when you talk about somebody who is on an absolute tear right now, Ty France is that guy. He has just been phenomenal to start the season out. 27 years old, you can see he hits to all field. He's been hitting for power, he's been hitting for average, he's been doing it all. So far this year, he has, in the month of April, in 21 games played, 96 plate appearances, he's posting a 191 WRC+, 411 on base percentage, so he's getting on base a ton, batting .337, slugging .554, so he's been tearing the cover off the ball, and he really hasn't been striking out that much either, which I value quite a bit. It's nice to have a guy who's not going to swing and miss a ton throughout his ABs, so very good month of April. I had to show some love to Ty France. There were definitely some good first basemen out there this month, particularly Owen Miller, Anthony Rizzo, G-Man Choi, a lot of Eric Hosmer too. He was another one tearing the cover off the ball. But overall, Ty France is the one who's impressed me the most, so I had to go with him for first base. Over at second base, we've got St. Louis Cardinals second baseman Tommy Edmond. Tommy Edmond's off to a very hot start. I know there were a lot of Cardinals fans that honestly wanted him traded before the season started, since they have Nolan Gorman down in the minor leagues tearing it up. But my God, Tommy Edmond is off to an incredibly hot start. So far this year, posting a 162 WRC+, slugging .486, which is really high for a guy like Tommy Edmond. Getting on base at a high clip, 395 on base percentage. He's already stolen 5 bases, so he's killing you with his wheels. He's hitting for power, which is kind of funny. 12 runs scored, 11 RBIs. He has just had a very good month of April, so I had to include him on this list as our second baseman. Next up at shortstop, we've got another Seattle Mariner for the list. That is J.P. Crawford. Now, J.P. Crawford's a guy who in 2019, I thought, me and my buddies were talking about it, he was the worst hitter in all of baseball. He was atrocious. His 2019 performance was garbage. I honestly didn't think he'd be able to keep a job in the major leagues. But honestly, now he is just tearing the cover off the ball. Last year was his first above average offensive season, but this year, man, 209 WRC plus still, getting on base almost half the time, 449 on base percentage, slugging over 570, which is crazy for a tiny guy like him. Has 3 home runs on the season, 9 RBIs, 11 runs scored. He has just been tearing the cover off the ball, which is super crazy. JP Crawford tearing the cover off the ball. It just doesn't sound right coming out of me. Anyways, there were some other good candidates at shortstop for sure. Jazz Chisholm almost made the list. Wander Franco was really close to making the list. Xander Bogaerts had a great month of April. A lot of competition. Francisco Lindor, Joey Wendell. But overall, I went with JP Crawford. I think he had the best month, and he's kind of been underrated. So I did want to talk about him a little bit. Show that I'm not biased against the Mariners. I love the Mariners. They are a very, very good team right now. All right, and our last infielder on the list, we've got Jose Ramirez, and talk about a guy who is just on fire right now. Jose Ramirez, he's coming for that first MVP. He's trying to get there. He's been tearing the cover off the baseball this season so far. So far this season, posting a 230 OPS or WRC plus. That is like Barry Bonds level stuff right there. He has not been walking or striking out a ton. He's been just making a ton of contact. 7 home runs already this season, 28 RBIs. He has just been mashing at the dish. And obviously, he probably was an MVP candidate coming into this season, and he is off to probably the hottest start in baseball, one of them at least. Definitely the best third baseman in the month of April. Nolan Arenado got off to a very hot start and probably would have gotten the third baseman nod on this, but Jose Ramirez finished the month off a lot stronger than Nolan Arenado did, so honorable mention to Nolan, but Jose Ramirez, third baseman for the month of April. Next up, we've got another one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball, and that is Joc Peterson. Dude, what a pickup this offseason by the Giants. He's just been tearing the cover off the ball. I feel like half of his hits have gone for home runs. Dude has been an absolute monster so far. 223 WRC plus, slashing 353, 382, 745 slugging percentage. That is just out of this world, bonkers crazy. 6 home runs on the season. I believe, I want to say at least 5 of those come from the leadoff spot. 10 RBIs, 11 runs scored. He's even stolen a base. So Joc Peterson, best left fielder of the month of April. Moving on over to center field, we've got my boy, the best player in baseball, Michael Nelson Trout. Michael Nelson Trout. This dude is just phenomenal. What can you say about a guy that everybody knows about already? You want me to just go over his stats real quick? 233 WRC plus, 323, 447, 694 slash line. 1.6 WAR already. This dude is going to put up another 10 WAR season. He's just phenomenal. And sometimes you forget he's only 31 years old. I know it feels like he's been around the league for 10 plus years, which he has been, but man, he's still in the heart of his prime. He's still the best player in baseball, and he's just crushing everything he touches. So Mike Trout, center fielder for the month of April, and in right field, we've got a teammate of his, and that is my man, Taylor freaking Ward. This dude has been nothing short of phenomenal. He has just been tearing the cover off the ball, getting a hit every chance he gets. He's still almost batting over 400, which is just crazy, and I'll be honest, it's not sustainable, but dude had a crazy month of April. You can't just ignore that. 273 WRC plus so far this season. He has an on-base percentage of 500. He only has 62 plate appearances, but he has gotten on base half of the time. That is ridiculous through that long of a stretch. Like, 500 on-base percentage makes sense. Like, you know, after a week, maybe you go 7 for 14, get on base 7 times. This dude has done it through 62 plate appearances. 392, 500, and 784 slugging percentage, posting a WRC plus of 273. We already talked about 13 RBIs, 14 runs scored. One of the best offenses in all of baseball, and Taylor Ward is carrying it on his back with the help of teammate Mike Trout. Aaron Judge was another guy I considered for this spot, but Taylor Ward, I'll be honest, Aaron Judge will probably make a team of the month at some point this season. I don't know if Taylor Ward will get another shot at it, so I had to show some love to my guy right there. And last but not least, we've got our designated hitter, that is CJ Cron, off to a very hot start this season. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's sustainable. He has kind of come back down to earth the last week or two, as well as the Rockies have, but he's still off to a very hot start. Did have to show some love there. 288, 333, 638 slash line, 416 weighted on base average, 19 RBIs, 12 runs scored, 7 home runs, and a 160 WRC plus. Definitely having a very good start to the season this year, and I had to show some love to CJ Cron. All right, now moving on to starting pitcher, my favorite offseason pickup so far, Carlos Rodon. He has just been an absolute maniac. A maniac. Look at this stuff. Let me get my camera out of the way so you guys can see it. Dude's just been an absolute monster. Just look at these numbers he's putting up right now. He is just ridiculous. He is dominant. He is striking people out. People aren't hitting the ball hard off of him. He has just been, for my money, the best pitcher in baseball so far. Easily the Cy Young favorite. So far this season, in 23 innings pitched through 4 starts, he has a 14.8 strikeouts per 9. 3 walks per 9, which isn't great, but 14 strikeouts per 9 definitely makes up for it. He is just 1.17 ERA, 0.92 FIP, a FIP under 1. So he's honestly, his ERA is higher than his FIP, and his ERA is below 1.2. That is just ridiculous. 1.2 wins above replacement already this season. It's just night and day. When he's healthy, Rodon, for my money, could be the best pitcher in all of baseball. When DeGrom's not there, he's just absolutely tearing it up right now. Carlos Rodon, easily the pitcher of the month for the month of April. I do want to mention some other pitchers, though, because pitcher's definitely a stacked position. Some honorable mentions. I really considered Kevin Gausman, mainly because of the fact he still hasn't walked a hitter. 11 strikeouts per 9, and he still has not walked a hitter. That is just mind-blowing to me. He is leaving everybody on base. Kyle Wright was another one I wanted to mention. And then, who was the other guy? Tyler McGill. Where's he at? Yeah, Tyler McGill has been phenomenal this year as well. But overall, for my money, it's definitely down to Kevin Gausman and Carlos Rodon, with Kyle Wright being a very close third. But Carlos Rodon wins the Pitcher of the Month award for me and makes the Team of the Month for April. Now, last but certainly not least, we do have to give some love to the relief pitchers in our lives. And the reliever of the month for my money was definitely Michael King. Michael King was dominant last month, and he had a lot of innings pitched in relief. 13 innings pitched in relief so far this year. 20 strikeouts in those 13 innings. 0.69 ERA in 6 games, and did pick up a save as well. So Michael King, man, reliever of the month. I would like to give out a few honorable mentions for reliever as well. Definitely an honorable mention to Keegan Thompson. Josh Hader, I just feel like he didn't pitch nearly as much as they did. Eric Swanson's been phenomenal in Seattle. Dylan Tate's been very good for Baltimore. Overall, there's been a lot of good relief pitchers to start the season so far, but definitely Michael King, in my opinion, has been the most dominant in the largest sample size. So there you have it, my Team of the Month in all of its glory. Let me know who you think got snubbed for my Team of the Month. There were definitely some guys who just missed. It's definitely hard to make these lists when you look at them and you're just like, oh my god, all 3 of these guys had phenomenal months, but these are who I went with. Let me know your Team of the Month down in the comments section below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, help it reach some more baseball fans, and hit that subscribe button if you like daily MLB content. I'll see you guys later for our MLB watch party with the Angels and the White Sox. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for watching.